Are we recording?
Now we are.
Fuck.
I do agree.
This is a bad time to talk about the time I caught you putting a pencil in your ass.
Probably wouldn't be the weirdest thing someone's caught me doing. Probably wouldn't be the weirdest thing you've caught me doing at some point or another.
I don't know about... I'd have to think about weirdest thing. But the thing that pissed me off the most was when we went down to see you in Pennsylvania.
Well, when I was 5.
Probably. You were... I think it was E-Town.
I was like 2.
You were older than that, I think.
3.
But anyway, I was sleeping on this funny air mattress that was really, really thin, but it packed air in really, really hard. And you were like, what the fuck does this twisty thing do? And I woke up sleeping on the floor. And you were basically like, oh fuck, trying to blow it up while I was laying on it. And I was like, get the fuck away from me. I was pissed. I was really mad at you.
I feel like I might actually remember that a little bit. That's ringing a bell. That was a woo.
I was really mad at you about that one.
Oh no, I was mad with a 4-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Like, don't fucking touch it. I'm sleeping on it.
It was better than that time, probably 2 years later, that I tried to ride the cat we had like a horse.
Oh my gosh.
That was a good day. I got a little fucked up on that one.
Yikes.
The cat did not like me,
Incredible.
Understandably so.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I just really wanted to be a cowboy.
So you're telling me Barbie died under that ass?
I mean, she was hit by a semi, which is about the same size as my ass, so...
Please cut that one.
No.
Our only listener will be very sad to hear that story.
I don't think so. That was a great many moons ago.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
speaking of moons.
Moons? Ah, yes.
Yes, time is a flat circle.
What is that, Nietzsche? Shut the fuck up.
No, it's Prince of Persia.
Welcome back to Dime Gaming Bros, where we're finally in the same room after many moons. My thoughts precisely. You can't take my line.
I've been working on the same work crew as Colin this week, and that's how I find him in our workplace. I don't know where that short angry goblin went, so I just go, ah! And he answers me with, ah! And that's how I can find him. It's like Marco Polo, but for turtles fucking.
That's nice. That's real nice. I am one of your co-hosts, Spencer, being out-weirded right now, for once, by your other co-host, Jacob. I
got laid.
That explains everything.
I'm kidding. That would never happen. I play video games.
That's true. It is a strong protective force.
And I still have Reddit installed on my phone.
Same. I completely forgot who went first, so I'll go first. Fuck you.
We're 4 episodes behind on the recorded and released episode thing, so... You go first, Prince of Persia, go!
I'm glad I get to bring some positivity to this episode, because... I don't know, I'm better than you or something.
Wow. More like, I don't know what the fuck was going on in my game, but I played it.
Wow. I played Prince of Persia 2008. It was a soft reboot of the Prince of Persia franchise. So there were originally 3 side-scroller games way the fuck back in the day. Then they were rebooted into the more well-established and very popular Prince of Persia, Sands of Time trilogy, which then much later got a 4th entry, which was weird. This happened just after the primary story had wrapped up. This was also after Ubisoft had acquired the rights to this franchise and had been slowly making Assassin's Creed in the background because they had just developed a concept for a Prince of Persia game that didn't quite match. So then they made the first Assassin's Creed, which came out in 2007. They made this, which came out in 2008, and then kind of simultaneously killed Prince of Persia again. So then they just leaned on Assassin's Creed, and here we are, many moons later, and look outside your window. What world do we live in? It doesn't have sand. It has. I couldn't come up with a good joke on that one. I'm sorry. We do have Italians. Italians are still a real thing, probably because of Assassin's Creed.
I hate sand.
Sand definitely hates you. So this came out for, what was that, the 7th gen? PS3, Xbox 360. It was ported to fucking Mac, which is very funny. It's very true. As I look like I'm oscillating up and down. So it's a 3D platformer. It is kind of a Metroidvania, but not that much. Just a wee little bit. So it follows a new character who is not even a prince, which is funny. Doesn't really matter. He is a roaming bounty hunter, mercenary, treasure hunter. He's the guy. Insert generic video game pro tag here, except he talks because he's voiced by Nolan North. So he had to talk a lot. He's witty and sarcastic and doesn't take anything seriously. You know exactly what voice to think of for this guy. He loses his donkey in the opening of the game and stumbles across a princess from a magical kingdom who is running away from bad people. So he decides, of course, pussy, I gotta go find that. So he helps her out. I'm barely joking either.
Bro, same.
So eventually we find out that she is running away from her name is Elika, by the way. She's actually a phenomenal character. But she is running away from her dad, who's the king of his kingdom, who basically made a deal with the devil, kind of. His name is Ahriman. It's very... a lot of the cultural and religious stuff in here is very Zoroastrian, which is really fucking cool, because it's like a kind of niche-ish religion that I actually have a decent amount of knowledge on, because I did a lot of research in high school, because I was weird.
Autistic.
We didn't know that yet. Somehow. It wasn't confirmed.
But we're pretty sure.
Yeah. So he made a deal to restore the kingdom or whatever the fuck if he got to kill his kid. Whatever the fuck. It's weird. It sets up very confusing out the gate, which is part of the story, is why is so muddy and blah, blah, blah. The two of them have to go around this very large map, which is pretty cool, of 4 different subcontinents within this kingdom, and liberate them from the forces of darkness. Because you have to have your big bad fart cloud bad guy who has the powers of evil and also has evil henchmen who have been given the forces of evil. In hindsight, it kind of reminded me of Breath of the Wild a little bit. A little, just in terms of having 4 main bosses effectively at the corners of the map. Not much else besides that.
You could say that about Link to the Past.
That's true. That is true. And probably Final Fantasies. I don't know.
No.
So as we go to these 4 different areas, they are all uniquely formed for this bad guy. These 4 henchmen, if you will. The 4 horsemen. Why is your girlfriend being funny?
No! I said it in the group chat, but it doesn't make any fucking sense.
What the fuck? Okay. We have the warrior, I can't remember her name. She's a woman, and she used to be a prostitute. You can guess where this is going. I can't remember.
Mom?
Maybe your mom. Mine's dead for tragic backstory reasons. The hunter, the warrior, woman, and the big bad scientist man. I can't remember their specific titles. I'm very sorry. But they are all very unique in terms of their character designs, their skill sets, and how they've been imbued with the power of darkness and shit. And then that correlates to the parts of the map that they are in. Say the scientist he's basically in a floating city of platforms and hot air balloons and all sorts of weird sciencey steampunk shit. And then each one of these characters, except the hunter, he's just an evil guy who wanted to be more evil, which is really disappointing. The other 3 have actually pretty interesting backstories in terms of being a normal person with their own skill set and goals, and then falling to some temptation or another to the bad guys and getting their bad juju juice. Like the scientist wanted to conquer death because, of course, going from mad scientist to being like, oh, I can power this entire world forever, but I can't finish it if I don't survive. Like, I have to live. So make me live forever, but Lamau, you're bad and evil now. The warrior wanted to become able to fight forever for his people, so he becomes a literal tank. He's actually invulnerable in the game. You can't fight him directly, which is pretty cool. And the woman whose name, again, I can't remember, it's a pretty stereotypical archetype she falls into of effectively being woman who, she's the Bene Gesserit, basically. She uses Bene Gesserit, holy shit.
She's literally my mom.
Bene Gesserit turbo pussy to become important within certain kingdoms and work her way up the social ladder to get power, which is a very sexist stereotype, but for what the character is, it actually works pretty well. And she's all thin and gangly and uses shawls and stuff. It's very Persian looking.
That's racist.
No, it's not. I didn't make the game. I'm just identifying it.
Borderline.
There's a lot of stuff in here that's a little probably wasn't aged. It probably already aged poorly before release. But anyways, you have to liberate all of these areas. Throughout all of this, you are collecting light seeds. Elika, for some reason, has the power of the good side of magic. She has magic life force abilities. They're all kind of vague, but she can kind of fly sometimes. She will save you from dying at any point within this game. You literally cannot die. She will always save you from falling off a platform, failing a jump, immediately reviving you when you get to too low health, all that sort of stuff.
So that's why you like this game.
That's why I initially liked the game when I was 12. So as you go along, you're collecting light seeds. There's 1,001 of them, which does play well into the story and the themes about the different mythological forces going on and how to liberate these areas and all that sort of stuff. However, Ubisoft game 1001 collectibles. You know exactly where that goes.
Actually 1001?
Literally 1001.
Wow.
It's not as bad as many Assassin's Creeds would become because it is a lot more story relevant. But yeah, there's a lot. They are hidden in some pretty interesting places. It does effectively turn all of your types of collectibles into one, which I actually appreciate for this game. It feels very focused on gaining experience through collecting these things, upping your collective power. It makes sense. It doesn't feel like a complete drain on time. It's still a little grindy, though. And that's how all of your combat abilities get upgraded. She will get new skills and stuff to, throw you into a double jump or whatever, based on how many light seeds you find, which then leads to backtracking, and that's where all the Metroidvania stuff comes in. It's not too much. It is on the line, though, especially because the game kind of is an open world, but not really. The technology wasn't quite there at the time, and it's also not free-flowing traversal stuff. It's pretty linear in terms of how all of its courses are set up. It doesn't always feel like it in the moment, but when you go back and have all of your skills upgraded, you're bouncing around the map trying to find every last collectible, all the bosses have been defeated, you can definitely feel how on rails it is. A more modern comparison, I think, would be kind of like the Jedi Fallen Order series, somewhere in that neck of the woods in terms of how it uses its traversal. It is pretty linear. You can kind of only approach puzzles one way, but you do have to figure out the puzzle first through trial and error. So it's solid. The coolest part about doing any of the traversal is your character has a clawed arm for some reason that's never explained. He just has a gauntlet with big fingy stabbies on it, so he gets to slide down walls like he's Black Panther. It's cool as shit.
What is a fingy stabby?
He has talons. He can't jerk off with that hand. That's what I'm telling you. He never takes it off. It's got a stink in there.
Sometimes I really hate that you edit these episodes because I can't make a joke that goes too far because I can't trust you to not cut it out.
Yeah, so he gets to, grip onto certain spots. You'll see instead of a yellow marker trail up a wall, Final Fantasy, you'll have. It's just an easy target. I like making fun of weebs. Leave me alone.
They're not even close to the yellow paint problem.
I don't even know. Don't worry about it. Don't fact check me. Are you?
You're just mad that Final Fantasy and Magic the card game is crossing over. That's all this is stemming from.
I didn't even know.
No, you no Magic cards. It was Final Fantasy. You fucking nerds.
I didn't even know that.
Bullshit. You already liked Jetpack's post about it.
Do you think I actually read?
My ass.
Do you think I can read those things?
Eat ass with a spoon.
So you have your kind of typical mild wall running, sliding down stuff, climbing up platforms, and because your hand is just really fucking strong for some reason.
Oh, it's really strong.
It gives you superhuman abilities. It's very fun. I don't give a shit that it's never explained. I kind of like it. It's very stylized. It helps the world feel very over the top and very in tune with itself, which is cool. Elika will also throw you around, again, catch you if you fuck up, which you will fuck up a lot. It makes it for a pretty good time of kind of bumping around between weird platforms, dirt paths, and stuff. Combat is where this game gets a lot of hate, and I get why, but I still really like it. I might be nostalgic. Sue me. It's kind of rhythm-based-ish. All combat encounters are a one-on-one, so it will lock you in on one enemy, usually because there are very few enemies within an area, and the boss fights are a very large part of the game, and you have a very big sword, which is very Final Fantasy, actually. And all of the buttons on the face buttons have a different role. So you have one that's for your offhand, one is for your weapon hand, one is to use Elika for a certain ability, the other one's like a jump button or whatever. So you have to chain together various combos using these buttons within certain timing, kind of like the rhythm-based Arkham Combat a little bit. They do take place within 3D arenas, but it does primarily take place on a 2D plane. You can move around a lot, and you will use the whole area, but in terms of how the camera is located, it's pretty much always 2D. Obviously, some enemies are impervious to some sorts of attacks. Sometimes you have to jump over them, attack them from behind. You have to use your offhand to claw their face to lower their defense before you can hit them, etc., etc. I fucking like it. It's really simple, but it looks really fucking good when you get a hold of it, especially in the late game where you have a lot of abilities. You're very good at the combat. It feels very fluid. But again, because it is animation-based and timing-based, you can't button mash your way through this, so some people think it sucks. It isn't very hard. None of this game is very hard. It was never really intended to be, but that was, especially at the time, a fairly large criticism, was you always get saved when you fail. You can't really die in a literal sense, but I think because the vast majority of the game is so story-focused, I don't care. The game has its challenges, but it's more about having the good experience. It's during that big era of very cinematic games, and I like that. Especially now that Prince of Persia has kind of taken a really hard lean in the other direction of being really hard by the sounds of it and very death heavy, and a little grindy. I don't know. I like this. It's nice. The story is effectively, because of the 4 bosses and the 4 areas, broken up into 6 segments. You have your introduction, your 4 bosses, and your ending. And you can tackle them in any order that you want, which makes character work confusing. They are, I cannot remember what the correct order, quote unquote, correct order to do them in is, but character beats will get kind of repeated because they're all supposed to function as, not vignettes, what's the word I'm looking for?
Scenes, memories.
I'm trying to think of an example of another thing that does it, but whatever. Each part of the story focuses really heavy on the boss, what they've done to the people in the area, how their ideology and their, worldview works with and against both of you as characters. Whereas your main character is very cynical. He's very out for himself, as one would expect. He really likes the things that he likes, Elika, but he doesn't. There comes a moment where that becomes a very big problem later, which is, this is an ancient spoiler, but I'll wait for it. Elika is very positive. She was raised sheltered. She's naive. She's very optimistic. And instead of having these characters either grow closer together because they start seeing parts of themselves in each other and their, worldviews kind of change and grow and they meet somewhere in the middle, or they get really polarized, they stay exactly the fucking same through the whole game. And it's very much so an intentional choice of using each one of the main bosses as a foil to demonstrate the strengths and weaknesses of their viewpoints and kind of how they can work together, but not in a way to change the characters through the story, which for some people is really unsatisfying. I get that. I really like that. It's like a showcase of character work instead of it trying to be necessarily progression. And I think that's really cool because once you get to the end of the game, when you find out how all the big plot machinations have happened, turns out Elika was actually dead at the beginning of the game, sort of, not really. She was kind of revived. It's complicated. She ends up having to sacrifice herself to save all the kingdoms and put everything back in order. And the prince basically says, fuck that, I don't care, brings her back to life, and the game ends with everything getting wiped out. Which is really interesting. This is also before the big wave of video games having a really negative, pessimistic ending of like undoing all your work. This was one of the first ones to do it in such a clear way. So that feels like, especially if this came out now, that would feel kind of samey. We've seen it a million times. Like, wow, games are depressing sometimes.
I was going to ask you if there were alternate endings or anything.
Nope. There is an epilogue, which is a DLC, which changes basically nothing. When she comes to, she effectively says, dude, what the fuck? You don't like me enough to actually honor my wishes? Fuck you, and leaves. It's...
Yikes.
I really like that. I like how much it commits to those choices. He's so attached to her and what she means for him, but not enough where he respects her. It's very cool. It's really solid character writing, especially because your cast of characters is so small. Very big game ender. You literally walk away with her like partially revived corpse while, Ahriman, the big bad guy, like swallows up the castle that she lives in and everything just goes to shit. There's no sequel to this game because it didn't really make a lot of money. It wasn't received terribly well. Technically speaking, there is a continuation because I believe the DS version of this game is an entirely different version of the game, as was common at the time. And it technically takes place afterwards, but nothing really changes, so it doesn't matter. I don't know. I really fuck with that as a point of writing. It feels really in character for these characters, but it also is really unsatisfying for you, the player. It leaves you, when you sit there and you're like, oh, shit. And there's nothing you can do about it. There are no alternate paths. There are no real story choices that are given to the player. It's just look at these people, do their thing, observe their characters, come to understand them really well, and we're going to end in a really unsatisfying place. And I admire the commitment to that. Despite the fact that the game is very, very funny. Throughout most of it, it doesn't tend to be that depressing. I believe it is rated teen. Because black goop monsters, there isn't a lot of blood. You can get away with that. And Nolan North is not really known for shutting up and being serious, before this stereotype really wore out its welcome. So there's a lot of banter back and forth. It is very consistently funny and unserious about the characters while serious about the world building. And then to end on such a dour note really, really hits it home, which is he's pretty heckin' cool. It's fucking gorgeous. I guess my final bit of anything is it looks really good and is held up particularly well. I think because it aims to have a more cinematic style with really high quality textures, pretty solid character models, and a very over-the-top art style. There's a bit of, I don't remember the actual influences that led to this, so when I say it, I swear I'm not being completely derivative. It's got a little Bloodborneism in it, kind of.
Interesting.
Tiny little bit. Because we have the, fantasy Persian setting, we have some steampunk kind of creeping in some areas. There's something in there that's a little similar. Very different color palette. It's nowhere near that intense or dark, and it's not all of the game, but there's a little bit of that in there, which is pretty cool. The lighting holds up really well. I was very impressed with that. It seems to be a common thing of games from like the late 2000s to early 2010s is either the graphics hold up or the lighting holds up. It's only one of the two. And I think this one kind of manages both. The faces are a little rough in hindsight, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's old. I can't math right now. It's 17 years old.
Woof.
It looks really good for that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I played the Xbox 360 version on my modern Xbox. I played the DLC epilogue over again. That was a couple of extra dollars through the digital marketplace. It's fine. I guess it's worth buying if you like it. It doesn't really change a lot. It doesn't feel like some massive secret ending that they cut off to just sell back to you. I still fuck with this game real heavy. I was glad that my opinion did not change very much. This was one of the, I think, first fairly story-heavy games I got into, outside of whatever bullshit is still a large chunk of my personality, like Halo or whatever.
Maybe I missed it, but did you talk about how influential or how much platforming there is in this game?
There is a lot of platforming, but it is not very challenging. It is more so figuring out your route rather than, like, there's very large segments where you just don't touch the ground. But it's about figuring out the route more than it is about the specific timing and the on-the-fly thinking. A lot more of it is some trial and error. Again, you don't die. You just immediately get put back on the ground. So it encourages you to kind of run through stuff.
That's helpful.
It is. Total playtime was about 8 hours. Another 2, maybe, for the DLC. Completion time is about 15, if I remember my last time around, which was like 5 years ago. Dude, you can find this game pretty cheap. It's not really common because it didn't sell super well, so it's not like finding copies of Halo 3 everywhere, but it's not hard to find and it's not very expensive. So I think that this one is genuinely worth picking up if any of either like light Metroidvania platforming or this type of story thing fucks with your brain. Me likey. A tier. I'm biased. It's probably a B.
What is your history with other Prince of Persia games?
A lot of it's hard to remember. I'm fairly confident I played the remake or remaster of the first one, the original side scroller. That it takes an hour to finish. It's not like that much. Yeah,
like the OG.
Yeah, the
Commodore 64 version or whatever the fuck that is.
Wasn't that old, but yeah.
I think that's where it started.
Okay, but I was also playing the re-release, which was on Xbox for like $3.
Oh, okay.
It's really short. All of the original games are very short. The popular games are much longer and more fleshed out. But
I'm pretty sure Prince of Persia is the first video game that did like motion capture. Basically, they recorded themselves like doing big long jumps in their backyard, and then they animated according to that video or whatever.
That rings a bell. Prince of Persia came out in '89 for the Apple.
Yeah.
It's been re-released a fair amount of time, though.
I finished a video game movie about this. It's like 4 or 5 hours long.
Yeah, all 3 of the original ones are pretty small by comparison. They're difficult. So I think that might have been my first one, which would have been the re-release through Xbox Live.
That's crazy.
I have played, I think, all 4 of the first reboot, so all the popular ones. That was a long time ago. The only one I really remember is Sands of Time, because, it's kind of the big one. I remember a little bit of, I believe it was The Lost Sands, which was the 4th entry that came out after Prince of Persia 08. That was like, we're kind of floundering on what to do. We have much better graffics. We should put like an in-between cool in here. That came out
also Assassin's Creed is popular now.
Yeah, and that came out just around when the movie released. We'll get to that. But I think that's it. So I've played 2/3 ish. Not super familiar. This is much by a wide margin the one I'm very familiar with. which is weird because it's the one that people don't like.
I'll probably forget by the time we get to my review. But my only experience with Prince of Persia games is the 1 or 2 Vita games, and you're literally like on a boat in the first level, and the fucking opening boss is like harder than any Souls opening boss. It is such bullshit. I tried it on the Vita, and I think I tried it on my PS5 lately because I have like the super duper PS Plus membership that lets me play like Vita games on my PS5. And I tried it again recently. I was like, this boss is such bullshit. Like I can't do it.
I think that one would have been Forbidden Sands, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Not Forgotten Sands. Whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
that would have been the in-between cool.
I don't remember. It's bullshit. I hate it. That's my only other history besides the one I'm going to talk about.
Fair. Speaking of Xbox games, actually.
Oh, good segue.
I'm so smart.
It's always such a coin toss between news or movie next.
It really does depend. From news.xbox.com, Gears of War Reloaded. Sorry. I wish my voice was still kind of fucked up like it's been for the past couple of weeks because it's been very bassy. Gears of War Reloaded.
I can punch you in the throat if you want.
That won't help.
I can punch you in the balls if you want.
That'll make it worse. Gears of War Reloaded comes to Xbox Series, Xbox PC, Xbox Cloud Gaming, PS5, and Steam in summer of this year. Gears of War Reloaded is a celebration of one of gaming's most iconic franchises, featuring 4K resolution, 120 FPS support, and the ultimate multiplayer experience with cross-progression and cross-play across all platforms. This is the definitive way to experience the game that started it all. As we approach the 20th anniversary of Gears of War in 2026, we're reflecting on what this franchise means. It's about the stories we've told, the friendships we've built, and the unforgettable moments we've shared together. With Gears of War Reloaded, we're opening that door to more players than ever. That is an understatement. Xbox games are officially coming to PlayStation. Mm-hmm. What is this world coming to?
Mm-hmm.
Originally released in 2006, Gears of War Reloaded brings the full experience forward once again, enhanced for the latest hardware across multiple platforms, introducing the Gears of War franchise to a new generation of players. Developed by The Coalition in partnership with Sumo Digital and Disbelief, Reloaded launches August 26th for $40 for all of the things, and arrives day one with Game Pass Ultimate or PC Game Pass, and there's also Xbox Play Anywhere. Gears of War Reloaded includes the full breadth of content from the Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which came out at the launch of the Xbox One, which was like a basic remaster plus DLC. Delivering the most complete version of the game to date. Players will gain immediate access to all post-launch downloadable content at no additional cost. This includes the bonus campaign act, all multiplayer maps and modes, and a full roster of classic characters and cosmetics unlockable through progression. Gears of War Reloaded is built for shared play, whether you're teaming up in split screen or jumping online. The campaign supports 2-player co-op, and versus multiplayer allows up to 8 players. With cross-play across all platforms, you and your friends can squad up no matter where you play, no Microsoft account required. You will need to use Discord, though. However, signing in with a Microsoft account unlocks full cross-platform functionality and enables cross-progression, so your campaign and multiplayer progress carries across devices. It also allows you to send invites and play with friends across platforms like Xbox to PlayStation or Steam to Xbox. No matter where you play, Gears of War Reloaded has been re-engineered to look and feel incredible. Players can expect 4K resolution, 60 FPS in campaign, 120 FPS in multiplayer, HDR, Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, 7.1 spatial audio, variable refresh rate, 4K assets and remastered textures, enhanced post-processing visual effects, improved shadows and reflections, super resolution with improved anti-aliasing, 0 loading screens during campaign. That's a big one.
That is huge.
As a token of our gratitude to longtime fans, Gears of War Reloaded will be a free upgrade for players who purchased the digital version of Gears of War Ultimate Edition prior to the announcement.
I'm assuming that's the Xbox side of things, not the PlayStation side.
Yes. Because we're just better than you. Also, basically everybody on Xbox owns this because it came out with, like, on launch with most of the consoles. It was one of the very few launch or close to launch titles.
Yep.
And it's everywhere. So like
it's still like $5 anywhere you go.
Yeah, so basically any Xbox player is just getting this double upgrade for free. And for Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass members, Gears of War Reloaded will be available as part of the Game Pass library at launch.
Just in case you didn't already have it.
Yeah, just in case you somehow didn't own a digital copy, own a physical copy. The fact that everyone has to have Game Pass now to play online because gold is dead.
True.
You have this game. This is fucking huge, dude. I did not expect this at all.
I'm really excited. I'm probably going to buy this really close to launch.
There's a high... So we have been low-key planning on doing a Gears of War playthrough because couch co-op is fun.
And also because I'm dying to see the series. I grew up when the games were launching and I was like, it's so fucking cool. They chainsaw dude a fucking alien. Oh my gosh. They chased off with a fucking gun.
Yes.
I was the target demographic and I couldn't play it because I didn't have a video game console at all in my house. And I want to play it. I want to see it for myself.
Yeah, so we might just push a little bit and just wait for this because this might make it all a little easier.
Or we might not because I might be back on the road.
Fuck you. You suck. The price is surprisingly reasonable, and also, yeah, the fact that basically every Xbox player is just getting this for free is pretty fucking cool. So I can't imagine any real complaints with this. Like, there's already a pretty good-looking remastered version, and they just took all of the caps off of everything and just crank it up as much as humanly possible.
Ugh, no.
You're welcome.
Shit in my pants. From Kotaku.com. Borderlands 4 is now just a few months away, and if it's anything like the previous games in the looter shooter series, it will be one of the top-selling blockbusters of 2025. Maybe. But how much will it cost? Asked Randy Dickface. Will publisher 2K try to undercut the competition or match it as some new releases creep up to $80 this year? Gearbox Entertainment CEO, that guy, Randy Pitchford Dickface, says even he doesn't know. We're going to have a price set soon, he told fans at a Borderlands 4 PAX East panel on Friday, GameSpot reports. It might be the new price that Nintendo and Microsoft have led with. It might be that we stay back. It's going to be the people at the publishing house that decide that. We'll know soon. I think it's going to be fine. Whatever the price is, it's worth it. So, I was excited when they announced Borderlands 4. And then Randy Dickface Pitchford came out and was an absolute douchebag toolbag on Twitter and whatever other websites. And he's just kind of a piece of shit. And every opinion he has sucks. He probably likes Quentin Tarantino as a director. He can eat my ass. So I'm not really excited about Borderlands 4 because the CEO won't shut the fuck up.
That's fair.
And those are my thoughts.
Yeah. I don't care what the price is. I've been pretty on board with upping game prices for a while.
Me too.
The fact that he's pussyfooting around about it is really dumb. I think after this, he ended up effectively saying, like, I don't even know, Lamau, and then someone's like, I wouldn't pay $1 for this with the way you're acting. It's like, woo.
That's pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah. So far what we've seen has been fine of the actual game, but yeah, I don't know what he might have been on Elon's ketamine recently.
That's so political.
From Kotaku.com, Mafia: The Old Country, the next entry in the Mafia series, is officially arriving on consoles and PC this August. And interestingly, despite nearly every publisher charging more for new games, the Mafia prequel will only cost $50 across all platforms. We first reported on Mafia: The Old Country back in 2022. It was officially revealed in 2024 at the Game Awards, and now it's set to launch on August 8th on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC via Steam. As reported back in 2022, The Old Country is a prequel set in the 1900s and shows the origins of the Mafia in Italy during that time. We got the full gameplay trailer. Hangar 13 is developing the new Mafia game. The studio previously developed Mafia 3 in 2016 and the remake of the original Mafia in 2020. Unlike older entries in the series, the upcoming prequel isn't being described by the developers as an open-world game or even partially open-world. Instead, it is a linear adventure. This whole package looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
The price is weird, but I'll take it. It's not open world, which was my biggest criticism of 3. It was just too much. I didn't like it that much. The setting is cool. Dude, more Italians. More authentic Italians.
I really hope this is good. I really have high hopes for this one.
Italians in Italy. Dude, we almost had a pope named Pizzabola. That's his real last name. I'm not joking. Look this up. One of the cardinals that was very, very close to being picked in terms of how all of the polling data, which there isn't much because the Cardinals don't really talk about this shit. His last name is Pizzabola. He was named that by his parents. Like, that is his family name. Pizzabola. And as the Pope, you don't have to change your name when you become the Pope. You can keep your name. They just usually don't. So we could have had Pope Pizzabola. I'm just putting that out there.
When the moon hits your eyes and my dick's a surprise. Pizzabola.
But can we kill the Pope in this new game? Can we go to the Vatican City?
I think you just committed a felony. I'm not sure.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. And even if I did, I'm not a Catholic, so it doesn't count. And I don't have to feel guilty about it because I am not a Catholic. I just already feel guilty.
Shut the fuck up. We all know you want to sit in the box with a priest. As long as his name is Matt.
Do you think that? Do you genuinely think that Matt Murdock could ever actually become a cardinal? Nonetheless, the Pope? No.
No, he would become a bishop and then see what the Cardinals are doing and just beat the shit out of them.
Absolutely.
From IGN.com, Marvel 1943: Rise of the Hydra is delayed out of 2025 and into 2026. Early 2026, it specifies for now. A statement published by Skydance Games confirmed the delay, with the development team working to add polish. There's a hint that Skydance may soon release new information or show a fresh look at the game. However, Marvel 1943: Rise of the Hydra is a narrative-driven adventure featuring Captain America, Azuri, the Black Panther of the 1940s, Gabriel Jones of the Howling Commandos, and Nanali, a Wakandan spy embedded in occupied Paris. It hit the headlines early 2024 after an eye-catching trailer revealed as part of Epic Games' State of Unreal event at GDC. It's in development at the Skydance Games team, which is led by Hennig, known for Uncharted, and co-president Julian Beek. I am always in favor of delays in the name of polish. This is good.
I agree.
I would rather a delay for polish than an update for polish.
When I was reading this the first time, I read to add Polish, and I was just thinking about Poland and Germany and all that stuff.
I considered mispronouncing it for you, but
considering some of the announcements we have later, at least this one didn't get canceled. Mm-hmm. Out of all the games kind of announced in terms of superhero stuff in the past couple of years, this is definitely the one that shows the most amount of promise. And also, we've actually seen in-engine footage. That kind of helps. I really don't think this one would get canceled this late in the game.
I mean, it was only like 2 minutes long.
It was at least in-engine.
It was technically in-engine for sure, yes.
I don't believe they can just whip this thing out of scratch. Like, when it was announced, it was already in development, unlike some other announcements.
The other thing.
Yeah, the other thing. Multiple other things. From Kotaku.com, the original Warhammer 40k Space Marine was released back in 2011.
I can confirm that.
Oh, you actually played it?
Yeah, I played it.
Wow.
I enjoyed it. It's going to be talked about in our happy hour.
Oh, boy. It was very good, and over a decade later, in 2024, it finally got a big sequel that was even better. Yeah, everyone's talking about it.
I am not talking about it because I haven't played it yet.
I'm going back to playing Halo, fuck you. The sequel that was such a big success that the people behind it have already announced that they are making Space Marine 3. That's pretty cool. But perhaps you want to return to the OG game or play it for the first time before the third game arrives in the future. Until now, the best way to do that was to play the solid but dated PC port of Space Marine.
That's what I played.
However, there's soon to be a hopefully better option to replay this cult classic third-person sci-fi shooter, unless you own a PS5, that is. Fuck you.
I played it on PC. Eat my ass with a spoon.
On May 22nd, as part of the Warhammer Skulls event, Sega announced that it was remastering the OG Space Marine. According to the publisher, the new remaster is being handled by Sneaky Box. My box is not sneaky.
No, it's not. It makes a very loud clapping sound.
Then how am I so good at stealth games? Why are you bad at stealth games?
You have the clap.
At least I can clench and keep it from making noise. Will feature a 4K resolution option, modernized controls, a complete UI overhaul, improved character models, and remastered audio. Warhammer 40k Space Marine Master Crafted Edition. That was a little southern. That was weird. Launches June 10th on Xbox Series, PC, and Game Pass. Why it's not coming to PlayStation, nobody fucking knows.
That's okay. I played it on PC. I'm good.
But this one will be shinier.
Wow. It's still gonna feel linear because it's like hallway encounter,
Okay, but if instead of it coming to Xbox, it was only coming to PlayStation, as long as they included a Henry Cavill skin, I will buy it. I will get a PlayStation for that. Just saying.
Okay. From Variety.com, Prime Video has renewed the hit video game series Fallout. I added in post for a season 3 ahead of the season 2 premiere this December.
Oops, I can't copy paste right. I'm just a boy.
Season 2, quote, will pick up in the aftermath of Season 1's epic finale and take audiences along for a journey through the wasteland of the Mojave in the post-apocalyptic city of New Vegas.
Oh!
To date, more than 100 million viewers have watched Season 1 at least once, putting it in the top 3 Prime Video titles ever.
Oh my gosh, a reference to the one good Fallout game. Oh my gosh.
Also, to say that it picks up in the aftermath of Season 1 is kind of clickbaity, because it's literally just a cliffhanger. It's like, well, I guess there's adventure that way. Let's fucking go that way. And then it ends.
And then the camera pans around, and it's like, holy shit, that's the place from the game. That's the thing.
True story.
It does make sense that it is going to get a third season, though. It's been getting a lot of attention. They got nominated for Emmys. I think it won.
Yeah.
So, no shit.
Uh-huh. And also, I just want to be the guy that says it's actually good.
Yes. Because it is. It's great. It's fucking great. It's Walton Goggoning all over the place. And Ella Purnell has eyeballs. And nothing else. Only eyeballs.
She is one of maybe 2, maybe 3 people that can pull off the bangs, and actually it's okay.
That's true.
It's allowed that she can have bangs.
From IGN.com, a live-action Elden Ring movie is in the works from Ex Machina and Civil War director Alex Garland, Bandai Namco Entertainment, and A24.
And you thought his worst movie was Civil War.
Actually, it's Warfare, which came out this year, and it's still a 7 out of 10.
Wow. I've heard really good things about that. Like, even better than Civil War.
No.
That's incredible.
No. I think they pair well together, but no. I have different thoughts. Anyways,
I haven't seen it, so I can't say.
It's worth the watch. A film based on From Software and Bandai Namco's massive RPG hit, to say the least, has now confirmed to have the filmmaker attached not only as its director, but as its writer too. Plot, casting details, or a release date have not been announced. George R.R. Martin, who helped create the original Elden Ring, is attached as a producer on the movie. I actually think this is a good idea. Not because they can adapt 1% of what is apparently in that game, but because it gives them the opportunity to make a story set within the universe of the game, which is seemingly when all of these adaptations work better. Is instead of doing one-to-one, what we did before, Last of Us excluded, just setting a story in the world with already established stuff and then making your own thing works way the fuck better. So, I don't know. Alex Garland's a solid pick for this. He's really good at doing sci-fi. He is also very good at doing action and scale. So, it makes sense. He's a really good writer. It makes sense. This is A24 is weird as a studio for this, but they've also been really trying to expand their boundaries outside of A24 ass movie, you know? So
I take my normal stance of I'm nervous. I hope it's good because it comes from a good studio and a good director. I have no vision for what I would even want out of this movie.
That's why I like the idea. Because I don't know what I would fucking do. Which means he probably has a good idea.
I don't like Elden Ring because it's too big and too hairy, and I don't like it. And so,
you
good
don't,
on someone for tackling it.
Oh, you don't like it because
I don't like it big and hairy.
And too hard.
And also, it's got George R.R. Martin in the middle of it. So no, I don't like it.
Something tells me he's only attached as a producer based on like legality. I highly doubt he'll have anything to do with it.
I was saying the Elden Ring.
I know.
I don't like it because it's big and hairy and has George R.R. Martin in the middle of it.
Jar Jar Martin.
Yes.
I would love to watch those two in a room. I think that'd be very fun. Either they would get along immensely, or he would beat Jar Jar to death in about 2 seconds.
Yeah,
he'd sit on him.
I think Alex Garland would be like, "Why the incest?"
Probably.
From Kotaku.com, the Overwatch 2 team at Blizzard has unionized. Oh my fuck! You read this one. I give up.
Okay. That includes nearly 200 developers across disciplines ranging from art and testing to engineering and design, basically anyone who doesn't have someone else reporting to them. It's the second wall-to-wall union at the storied game maker since the World of Warcraft team unionized last July. Game developers behind Activision Blizzard's hit franchise Overwatch have joined the Communications Workers of America, CWA, becoming the latest group of video game workers at Microsoft-owned studios to form a wall-to-wall union, said the CWA announced to a press release shared with Kotaku. A neutral arbiter confirmed that an overwhelming majority of workers have either signed a union authorization card or indicated that they wanted union representation via an online portal. Portal reference?
Portal.
The biggest issue was the layoffs at the beginning of 2024. Simon Hendrick, a test analyst at Blizzard, told Kotaku, "Up to that moment, I've been really happy in what I was doing." He began as a longtime fan of World of Warcraft and started playing Overwatch from day one in 2016. In 2022, he was hired to work at Blizzard on QA for the sequels, versus modes, and matchmaking. That turned out well. He said other big drivers pushing the Overwatch team to unionize included pay disparities, work-from-home restrictions, and wanting codified protections around things like crunch, time off, and severance in the events of layoffs. Organizing Blizzard employees stressed that improving their working conditions can also lead to better games, while the opposite, layoffs, forced resignations, and uncompetitive pay can make them worse. Spencer includes unions. Good thing. It's very fun that it's basically everybody under Microsoft, just all the time. Because everybody can see the writing on the wall that everything's going to get fucking squished down into a tiny box.
Mm-hmm.
This merger is going to take forever. Like, forever. Until all of this shit gets sorted out. Like, it's official. It's happened. But, like, whilst every small group of employees is like, okay, now's our time. It's gonna... I don't know. Maybe Overwatch 2 wouldn't have sucked dick so fucking much.
If it was actually a sequel and not just the same thing again.
But worse.
With monetization that's different.
Yes.
But worse.
Yes.
Yes. Right. From IGN.com. In 2004, Able Gamers was established as a nonprofit dedicated to you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know.
Elevating disabled voices and improving accessibility in the gaming industry. For approximately 20 years, the organization has presented talks across industry events, raised millions through annual charity events, and acted as a consistent resource for developers and players alike. Throughout its existence, video game accessibility and able gamers became synonymous, and reporters, developers, and the public viewed them as an integral source of advancing accessibility. Founded by Mark Barlett, the organization worked with studios like Xbox to create the Xbox Adaptive Controller, PlayStation to create the Access Controller, and even paired with Bungie for exclusive merchandise. Aside from industry partnerships, Able Gamers purports to act as consultants with developers to teach about the implementation of accessibility options in video games. While they previously provided adaptive gaming equipment to disabled individuals, they have recently dropped that initiative. As the accessibility movement grew, so too has able gamers' presence and influence across the industry. However, roughly 20 years after its founding, new reports from former employees and members of the accessibility community describe abuse, financial mismanagement from leadership, and a board that failed to protect its employees. Mark Bartlett's mission with Able Gamers was to create a charity with celebrated disabled inclusion in gaming. According to a post on the Able Gamers website, Bartlett led the organization to provide services like peer counseling for clients, a sense of community for disabled individuals, and consulting services. Yet, behind the scenes, sources recount an environment that failed to reflect mission goals. Why do I always get the long article?
Because you never let me pick. Because every time I'm like, I'll take this one. You're like, no, I'll do it. And then halfway through, you run out of breath.
I literally just did it last article.
Continued bad timing. I look forward to my lukewarm, wet feet place in hell.
With swamp acid. Which is literally all I was talking about. I don't know what page you were on. I don't want to know. It was literally the worst case of swamp ass I've ever had.
Well, it's because your ass has been getting bigger, so it's able to contain more swamp.
True. But it hurt with every step I took. I couldn't fix it. According to the corroborated account of a former employee who wished to remain anonymous, but we spoiled his name anyway, it rhymes with Renser Spicker.
Fuck you.
Bartlett's behavior became concerning a few years after the employee joined the organization. Throughout their approximately 10-year employment with the charity, the source describes several instances of sexist and emotionally abusive comments directed toward them. He kept telling me I was HR for the charity because I'm a woman, the source said. That narrows it down by half.
Half?
I'm kidding! Fine, third.
Sounds like it narrows it down to 1.
You're making it worse. It was a bad joke to begin with. At this time, I was the only woman in the charity. Well, fuck.
I told you. At least it makes sense that, their name's not out there, so at least there's that.
He then sent me to work on a literal HR case that I now know was really illegal of me because I didn't have those credentials. The source continued to experience behaviors they believed to be aggressive, both directed at her and others within the company. While employed throughout their 10-year period, they described incidents including overhearing racist remarks about other employees, at a time when they felt they had to verbally break up a conflict between Bartlett and another coworker, and witnessing a number of inappropriate comments from Bartlett, such as, "We need to get the most fucked up disabled person to be on our marketing, the one with real multiple disabilities." The fuck word was censored. Please censor my fuck word.
No.
In a really funny way. Put like a duck quack over it or something. Do the rubber ducky wiki over it. Yeah, that'll be good.
If I can find it.
Please.
I'll make it a wart. Because I know I have those.
Wart. The source notes that in this particular instance, Bartlett proceeded to make obscene gestures, mocking individuals with physical disabilities.
We're edgy. We know exactly what those are.
He was grabbing his peanuts.
Yeah, that for sure. This is gonna be a bitch to edit. I'll make it work.
We're being really funny, but we're understanding that this material is very serious at the same time.
You mean just like the time that someone stole breast milk? Oh, that was a classic.
I'm pretty sure you beat it to that.
No.
The amount of times you bring it up in a conversation.
It's fun. That was the headline for a reason. It's like, wow, these people are so fucking weird. They're stealing people's breast milk out of the fridges at work. What the fuck?
Hey, man. Somebody's gonna have cereal for breakfast.
Why are you in the office so early? Go home. Oh, it's the crunch. The cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh, I thought you were saying
No, I meant both.
Captain Crunch because he was a breast milk pirate.
Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Woo. Why did we come up with that shit at the time?
I don't know. Oh, fuck.
Oop, that was me.
Bartlett would also make sexual explicit remarks and comments about the source in front of others, especially during staff meetings or when working together in person. During an all-hands internal meeting, I was 2 months postpartum, and before the meeting, everyone was either on call or in the conference room physically, and he said my jugs had gotten so big that he wouldn't know how to handle them. I don't know, man. I think this is a dude, not a woman. He just said that to throw everybody off the scent.
Yeah.
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 Definitely.
This dude's got big jugs. About a week later, we were walking past each other, and he went up to me with his hands outstretched, hovering over my chest, and said, haha, they're so big, I wouldn't know how to handle them because I'm gay.
Yeah, we believe you, buddy.
Pretty sure that's the Kevin Spacey play.
No, that's playing with little boys, actually.
Yeah, but then he said, no, it's okay because I'm gay, and everybody said, shut the fuck up.
Whew.
The source acknowledges that Bartlett would show support and even befriend new employees, but as they grew within the organization, would begin harassing them. Every time Bartlett was confronted because of his inappropriate mannerisms, he would immediately deflect, telling the source as well as other employees that he was merely joking. The source acknowledges that his behaviors with her grew increasingly hostile every time she spoke out against him. The idea and expose is a very well-written piece of journalism. This is Spencer's opinion.
Yes.
The idea and expose is a very well-written piece of journalism, and this is just a small portion of a very extensive and well-sourced piece. It's absolutely worth checking out.
Yeah, I didn't even add any of the parts about the financial mismanagement. It's genuinely a really big article. It's like a real-ass expose.
You mean like it's actually journalism?
Yes.
Incredible.
Especially from IGN.
That is incredible.
That is insane. Yeah, this dude is fucked. I've heard worse, but maybe when you work at a charity meant for marginalized groups, you probably shouldn't be the edgiest motherfucker at work with your employees. That's pretty fucked. I want to see what his Discord logs look like, because you know that they had Discord for this group.
I don't think you want to see that.
Oh, I want to see.
Hold on. It's mine. You did 2 in a row.
Okay, but you had a big one, and it's the last one.
No, this is my idea anyway. From GameSpot.com, this is a summary of all the games that are going to be coming out in June.
Big month.
I'm not going to read them all. I'm just going to shout out some of the big ones that I or anybody else may know and care about. Because I don't know these first 3. There's a Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD remaster. I don't know anything about that, but it's coming to Switch 2 on June 5th. There's a Civilization 7 coming to Switch 2 June 5th. There's a Cyberpunk Ultimate Edition hitting Switch 2 in June 5th. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade : oh my gosh, long ass title, makes no sense. Hit Switch 2 on, you guessed it, June 5th. Fortnite. Fortnite. Oh my gosh, does it run Fortnite? Do you have Fortnite on your phone? Don't look at me like that. You don't have Fortnite on your phone. Shut the fuck up.
How would you know?
Hitman World of Assassination Signature Edition on Switch 2, June 5th. Hogwarts Legacy, Mario Kart World. So, surprise, surprise, the Nintendo Switch 2 console launches on June 5th.
That's today!
Wow.
For the next 10 minutes.
Let's see. Street Fighter 6 is on Switch 2. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is on Switch 2. So is Tears of the Kingdom. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut is on Switch 2. June 5th. Okay, so here we go. Dune Awakening is coming out on June 10th. Funny story, I was just watching gameplay of that during your review of Prince of Persia 2008.
Oh my gosh.
Have you seen gameplay video of Dune Awakening?
Yes, it looks good.
That's incredible. Can you say that again? I didn't hear you the first time.
Yes, it looks good.
I think it looks like ass. It looks like Destiny gameplay.
I like it. I can't.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know.
You hate me for enjoying Destiny. And then I watch this and I'm like, oh, this looks like really bad Destiny. What the fuck?
Don't be mean to me. I also said that Marathon looks good, okay?
Yeah, that's fair. You're just dumb.
Easy excuse.
Warhammer 40k Space Marine Master Crafted Edition. Holy shit, this title goes on forever. It hits Xbox Series X, S, and PC on June 10th. The Gex trilogy.
Dude, Gex?
Gex.
Scott the Waz is shitting himself right now.
So is Ducky, I'm sure. Is hitting PS5, Xbox Series XS, Switch. It doesn't say Switch 2, but I would assume. And PC, June 16th. Spencer's creaming his pants because FBC Firebreak is hitting console and PC June 17th.
What?
It's literally the Alan Wake peoples making an extraction shooter.
Am I retarded? Did I forget?
Yes.
Did I just forget about that entire
Absolutely.
project?
Yes.
Okay, no, you're right. We definitely talked about that before.
Yes.
I must have just forgotten that it
Yes.
existed. I've been busy.
Based in the oldest house from Control, which is probably why you forgot it, because you don't like Control. Because you're dumb and gay.
Well, it has better aesthetics, so fuck you.
But yeah, it's a bunch of, like, 3 people is going into the oldest house and clearing away sticky notes because of that one funny room in Control.
I loved that funny room. That's another thing I'm going to revisit pretty soon. Not like I'm not already giving...
It's better than you remember it.
I basically said it was already an A anyways. It's just, the aesthetic does get a little old sometimes. And also Alan Wake is more fun because it's literally me.
Death Stranding 2, Sand Between My Toes on the Beach, hits PS5 June 26th. Persona 5, The Phantom X, another sequel to Persona, hits PC, iOS, and Android June 26th. That sounds like more ass than typical ass Persona. System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster hits PS4, PS5, Xbox Series XS1, and PC June 26th. It's incredible it's not hitting Switch 2. Horizon Journey, I don't know what that is, hits PC June 27th. And Tamagotchi Plaza hits Switch, not Switch 2 apparently, on June 27th.
I don't want Tamagotchi to not be on the Tamagotchi.
Dude, do you remember playing Tamagotchis?
I wasn't allowed to play one because Katie had one, and I wasn't allowed to touch it.
The fuck?
I wasn't allowed to play with it. I was very mad. I didn't know what video games were yet, so...
I think I played it for like a week. And I did not understand what was happening. And so things didn't go well.
That makes sense.
but it is kind of a fond memory of like, oh yeah, I kind of remember that being popular when I was a kid, and I kind of played it, but I never really got it.
Yeah, you never really got it. That's so sad. That's a lot of games. It's a big month. Oh, that had stomach acid in it. Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time is a movie adaptation of the game. It came out in 2010. It also includes elements from the 2 sequels. I like this movie.
Yeah, me too.
It's not very good.
No.
I have very serious critiques of it.
Yeah.
But I fuck with it. It's fun.
I was watching
least Persian cast I've seen in my life. Holy white people.
Before we get going, I was nostalgic for when Disney was trying to do their swords and sorcery. Like, they were in their swords and sorcery era with this and Prince Caspian.
Yeah, I was going to say Narnia and then
John Carter
of Mars, and then it killed it.
Yeah.
There is something special about this era, even though it's not really that good.
It's not good.
It's not. It has really talented people behind it who don't really care.
So there's Jake Gyllenhaal and Gemma Arterton and Ben Kingsley and Alfred Molina and that's kind of it.
Yeah, a bunch of British people who are pretending to be Persian.
Yeah.
This is like the stereotype movie.
It's
but
entirely white bread with a hell of a color filter on it.
Yeah. Nobody really gives a good performance.
No.
But it's schlocky enough that it works.
Yeah.
It's actually directed kind of well. It wasn't directed by some random dude. It was like a actual British like actual director who did real movies and also did British theater. So it's less confusing than the game was. I'll give it that. It's just fun. The Assassin's Creed movie is mid, but I really like it because I know what it was trying to do and how fucked it got, because I'm me. And also I hate it because of how it fucks with the lore elements that it does work with, but I also almost respect it for doing something different. This movie is nowhere near as good, but it is equally as entertaining. It's just a fun watch. It's like this is so shallow and really stupid. And nobody cares. But I chuckled, and when he does good wall runs, I go...
Yeah, exactly. When they're shooting arrows into the stone walls so that he can scale the huge wall to get in behind the barrier. Like, oh my gosh, it's so funny. It's dumb, but it's fun. It's funny.
I can't not like it.
I agree that I had a lot of nostalgia and I had a lot of fun with this. I've always kind of liked it.
Yep.
I was really nervous when we decided to do this because I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna like it as much as I used to, but no, I actually do.
No.
But I realized that I've always had the opinion that the first half is fun, the second half gets slow and boring, and it's like, calm the fuck on, let's wrap this up, let's go. Because they just have to do the thing for a very long time.
We must use the MacGuffin.
And it gets dragged out, and then they finally do the thing, and it undoes everything that just happened, and oh my fuck. Let's just do it already. It should have been 90 minutes.
Yeah. There is like no chemistry between the actors either. They're all, I think that's one of the reasons why it's enjoyable, is because they're kind of all acting like it's a stage production. They're all acting so big and boisterous, like kind of away from each other in a way that's visible to the people in the cheap seats in the back, which works well with like the big, really over the top, corny sets that they're on. It's not the best, but out of the pile of movies that we've watched so far, if I had to put one on, this is near the top of that list. There's a couple of really good video game movies and a few really good shows. This one is bad, but I like it.
So the story of this one, before we get into the letterboxed side of things, because you're kind of spoiling it.
It's like
right
a
now.
mega simplified version of the game.
And they invade a town because they hear that town is selling weapons that might be used against them. Them being the Prince of Persia guy.
Him.
And it turns out that actually it's a conspiracy because the town has a mystical dagger that could use time travel, and the guy in charge of the Persians wants that power. It's oil.
Yeah.
And Jake Gyllenhaal, the white guy, didn't know all of that, so he helps invade the town and captures the princess. And then big Watergate happens, and his dad dies, and he has to go into hiding until he can prove that actually it's his uncle that's the bad guy, who's Ben Kingsley. And they eventually stab the dagger of time into the sand dial of time and undo everything. And then he meets the princess all over again, and she's like, actually, you're hot. Despite a whole movie where I fucking hate your guts.
It is Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. And Gemma or Gemma Arterton. I couldn't agree more.
Okay, so it's right underneath both of the Mortal Kombat live-action movies, whereas both of those, I think, are all... Okay, the newer one is a little better, but it's pretty fun, and the original one is bad, but I fuck really heavy with it, and it's just above Silent Hill, where I think it is a good movie that's really hamstrung by, like, a bunch of shit, you know?
Out of all the video game movies that we've reviewed, I haven't seen the live-action Mortal Kombat, as far as I know.
Yeah.
As far as I know!
Well, you mean the one from the 90s?
I have, actually.
I was going to say the new one you definitely have.
Whack!
You're insane.
No, the 90s one. Out of all the video game movies that we reviewed, I have the 2021 Mortal Kombat, and then I have Scorpion's Revenge from 2020, and then this one. It has third place.
Mine's an eighth, but yeah.
They're incredible.
Yeah, our top chunk is pretty much the same, and also our bottom chunk is pretty much the same. It's just the order in the middle that's a bit different.
Top chunk is a loose term, because Assassin's Creed is much lower on my list than yours.
Okay, one exception.
You love him!
This is such an insane project.
Alfred Molina was a lot of fun to watch. I love his character in this. It's so cliche, but I don't care. He's funny.
It's Alfred Molina. He's never given a bad performance in his life.
It's incredible.
He's a funny guy. He's just a goofy goober. I always forget that he was in Indiana Jones. Like that is a fun fact. That you didn't know about that? So you know in the opening of
I was gonna say he's in the opening. Adios, stupido, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that for a very long time, and someone brought it up as a stupid fun fact. And I'm like, oh shit, you're right. And now I can bring it up and be like, yeah, I also forget about that. Please, don't completely kill me with this opinion, because I do want to play this game.
I played Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. It came out in 2024 on Nintendo Switch, PS4 and 5, Xbox One, Series S, and Mac OS, and Android and iOS. I can't tell you the story. I don't fucking know. I'm going to summarize the Wikipedia.
Hell yeah, we love summarizing Wikipedia, boys.
We have our main character, Sargon, and he's part of the Immortals. He's just a crew of 7 peoples that turn out to be bosses of the game because story. and they
What if you're on the Justice League, but it turns out you are actually in the Legion of Doom?
yes, that's what happens. They fend off an invasion from the Kushan Empire and save the Persian Empire. And the Prince Ghassan is like, gosh, thanks, until he's captured by Sargon's mentor General Anahita. And nothing makes sense because you don't know any of these characters. So eventually Sargon is kind of framed for some of it, I'm pretty sure. And that's why the Justice League turns on him. And they all become boss fights because they're mad at him for actually killing the prince that they were trying to save. But it wasn't even him. It was his mentor. But not really, because time travel, and none of this plot makes sense. I've tried to write this review so many times, and I don't fucking understand it. I've played this game twice, not just a little bit, and I'm dumb. I don't know. I don't get it. Story's there to explain the plot. To the fucking gameplay.
He doesn't get it.
I almost tipped over the cuck chair.
It's actually pretty hard to tip over the cuck chair.
Really?
Yep.
I'm gonna try.
You will hit the wall first, for one, but also, yeah, it's...
Okay.
Yeah.
This game is 2.5D, depending. It's got like 3D character models in a 2.5D setting, basically. It's a Metroidvania, so very, very, very early on, you see like treasure chests and stuff that you can't reach, and you have to remember to come back and get there once you have unlocked the skills and abilities to get up there. Metroidvania. Alright, so starting out the game, you have difficulty options. I think you can choose one of 4. And then you have guided or not guided. And that is the game telling you where your waypoints are in a Metroidvania. Or not. You can just figure it the fuck out by yourself, which is what I did the first time around, and I shouldn't have, but I still did okay-ish up to a point when I had my Switch, and then I sold my Switch and couldn't play this game anymore. This time around, I did guided mode because I already had a pretty good idea, and I knew how the game played, and I was like, no, I need guidance. It'll just throw a fucking waypoint marker into the wilderness on a map that has like a general outline, but you can only fill in the details as you're exploring, or while you're exploring, you can find the little girl. I'm pretty sure she's a little girl. She might be a little boy. I'm pretty sure she's a little girl, though. That sells you a map of the place, just like the little bug guy in Hollow Knight that is just a fucking map nerd and maps the new place of where you're at. And eventually you can fill in the blanks and figure out where you're supposed to go and how you're supposed to get there. There are treasure chests full of upgrades and amulets. You have so many amulet spots, places on your necklace that you can wear that give you passive abilities. Stronger melee attacks while you're in the air, or increased Athra surge gains, or whatever. each amulet costs little pips, and depending on how strong the amulets are, you only have, I think you start out with 3 or 4 pips, and you can increase how many pips you have on your necklace. You're always finding new amulets. Each boss gives you Aether Surges that I already mentioned are special abilities. As you're attacking and blocking or parrying, you gain Aethra, which I guess is kind of comparable to Neo, where when you're blocking and parrying, you gain Chi. And once you have enough Aethra, you can do this super ability that is basically like an unblockable attack for your enemy, which is cool because I really don't like this new pattern in video games that have parry systems and then hyper focus on the fucking unblockable attacks in a fucking video game based around a fucking parry system. It pisses me the fuck off. Why even fucking parry at that point? You can change your Aether Surges. You can find new Aether Surges that do different things. You have some that will like slide you to the side and do a huge slash, or send a big shockwave across the map or whatever. Or you can do this big slice above, or you can do this big healing mat underneath you. The game is, to my limited understanding, the game is fairly linear. Insofar as it's not like a typical Metroid where you can do the bosses in different orders. I'm pretty sure you pretty much have to do these bosses in the same order. From my first playthrough, I'm really impressed with how well I remembered the patterns from the boss fights. I was able to work my way through the part of the game that I'd already played, and like I was stuck on one boss for 2 weeks, I swear, on my first playthrough on my Switch, and I beat it in 3 tries, I think, in this playthrough, because I remembered the patterns and like how to beat it and what to do, what abilities to use, and how to get around the boss. It was much, much, much easier once I knew the pattern of this boss, and I think that's a really good thing. It's not like a modern day Dark Souls or Elden Ring boss where it's like, yeah, he has 1 of 4 attacks and it's like, it's kind of RNG, but this is how you can react to it, but it's also kind of RNG. You could get fucked because of this one unblockable attack. No, these bosses were like, this is how you beat it. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a very good explanation, but I'm just really, really surprised and impressed with, because I'd already played it and because I had experience with it, I knew I was able to beat it pretty well. It was a good boss fight. There's a lot of platforming in 2D, which sounds easy until you play this game. And it's not easy. It's impossible to talk about this game and not compare it to Hollow Knight. I feel awful for doing it. Hollow Knight takes its time and holds your hand, and I guess takes baby steps to teach you how to get better and better and better at Metroidvanias, and does a really good job. Hollow Knight is balanced so perfectly. I love it. It is a masterpiece, 10 out of 10. Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown is like, yeah, you've played Metroidvanias before. Here, get fucked. And just gives you... It does teach you how to play the game in a decent enough way, but ramps the challenge up so quickly. It honestly made me wonder, like, did I miss something? Am I in the wrong part of the world too early? Should I have gone somewhere else to learn naturally, like, how to play the game? No, it just expects you to be really fucking good at Metroidvanias, like, really, really quickly. The platforming is really hard, and so are the boss fights. This game gets hard really quick. And I don't think it's just me. Like, I've played a lot of Hollow Knight, and the pacing is just so different. It's really, really weird. The best thing that this game does, and it made all the headlines, you already know what I'm gonna say. Do you?
No.
What?
I might at some point have absorbed it and then forgotten it.
Wow. The best thing that this game did, it made all the headlines, and all the articles were like, I hope this changes Metroidvanias for the better forever and ever. It has a built-in screenshot system. So you can memorize a room that you enter. You can walk in and you can see, shit, I can't go there. I need the double jump. It's pretty fucking evident. Or I need the freaking green slime wall climb. Like, you know what kind of upgrade you need. And you can press down on the D-pad as long as you have enough memory slots and take basically a screenshot, and that pins it to the map in-game so that when you're out exploring and you get an upgrade, you can be like, oh fuck, I have the green slime wall climb. I know I needed that somewhere in this long scrawled out map, and you can look at all the little screenshots that you took and be like, oh yeah, I need to go there, and I can get the fucking little fucking butt plug that they hid behind the green slime wall climb.
That sounds like a good system.
And they also include upgrades to the memory system in the little chests that you can find through progression in the game. You can have, 5 more or 10 more at a time so that you never run out of memory slots. I don't think I ever ran out. I got kind of close, but I never ran out. The map was pretty good. I don't think I ever got... Oh, no. I did actually kind of get soft-locked. There's one point where you encounter the jailer. And that motherfucker fucking blips around the map at the speed of light, and will just fucking grab you by your ass cheeks and spread them. He just cracks them open like a lobster claw.
Oh yeah?
And then he throws you in prison, and you have to escape.
Oh.
And you lose your ability to see the map, so you have no fucking idea where you're at. And you encounter this new enemy that you cannot get around anymore due to a patch that makes it hard for you to get around anymore. Pre-patch you could, and that's the version of the game that I played on my Switch, actually. But you unlock an ability later to get around it, and you can explore even more. But yeah, the jailer fucking sucks. He throws you in jail without a map, and you have to get through a very tough section, and it's a bit of a soft lock or difficulty spike depending on how you're looking at it. But it's different from like I've been soft locked in Hollow Knight and one of the two Oris. I forget which one. But both of them were literally I fell down a very large void and got locked in a spot because I didn't have enough upgrades or whatever, and that sucked. It seems typical to a Metroidvania. But besides that, the map is pretty good. I really love how it marks itself with, like, if you come up to a door that only opens one way, the typical Dark Souls, this door is locked from the other side, it will show you that door on the map with an arrow coming from the other side. So you know you have to get on the other side of that door somehow. I really, really love that. It saves a lot of time when you get stuck and you're like, where the fuck am I actually supposed to go? You're not running back to that door like, oh, that's where I'm supposed to go. Nope, it's locked from the other side. Fuck you. Yeah, I guess my overall thoughts are I really love the attention to detail in a lot of aspects where, you know, like I was just talking about with the map, they attempted to save you time and show you where you can't go and things like that. But my biggest complaint is that it's just balanced very strangely. It's a very tough game. I still haven't beaten it. I got a lot further this time around than I did the first time. I was about 70% done by the time I had to do this review. I had shot all the arrows into the stars and found all the guys. I only had 2 or 3 levels left to complete and 3 or 4 bosses, I guess. It's frustrating because I really like the game. I want to like it more. It's just got a weird balance issue. It's very, very hard. And some of the platforming is critical to moving through the game. Like, if you suck at platforming, you can't play this game. You're not gonna make it. There's no alternate route. Sometimes it just really comes down to getting good. I originally bought this on my Switch for 20 or 30 bucks, and I played it on PS Plus. Sorry, Game Pass. PS Plus Game Pass. Which is like Xbox Game Pass, but different.
Because it's piss.
Yes.
And blue.
Yeah. And yellow. Blue and yellow makes green. Which is the color of piss.
No, that's the color of Xbox.
Oh. I don't know. I've been eating a lot of asparagus this week, and I've been pissing green. And it smells funny.
That's nice, honey.
Thank you. Yeah.
Are you going to try to properly complete it? Or
No.
are you just going to... Yeah.
I already uninstalled.
Fair.
I was like, you know what? I'm over it. Like, this has easily taken the cake for the most fuck words I've ever said at a video game.
Jeez.
Ever. It was horrible in that regard. Just... I am confident a speedrunner can speedrun it perfectly, but fuck this game sometimes. It hits the angry button so frequently and often, and with no questions asked. Just like angry button.
Lovely.
There was I really do like the combo system or the combat system, combat combo system. That one. You literally only hit square, or you can hit square and hold square, or you can hit square, hold square, hit square. I forget which trigger. There's a trigger that you pull that will make you slide along as kind of a dash, and you can use that in combat. If you hold that after dashing, it will make you run, and then if you attack after that, it gives you a different kind of move. For only 2 buttons in the combat system, it's pretty complicated, and I really appreciate that. You can jump and attack, and that gives you different combos too. The other trigger button is your parry. Just another fucking parry system. You've already played one, I'm sure.
Yeah, I can smell your anger.
I really fucking hate a parry system with an unblockable attack system built into the parry system. What the fuck is the fucking point? Fuck you. All the way back from Sekiro that started this whole fucking thing. Here's a parry system. Oh, but you can't block this one. I think that's the end of my review. I like it mostly for the most part, I guess.
Okay. That's a way to put it.
I told you this review was going to be ass.
It was definitely aggressive. That's something. You know what else is aggressive?
My balls.
You going to patreon.com/dimecomicbros network and giving us money so we can keep buying video games that make us angry, because then we'll make more content, which you can engage with and give us more money.
Also, I was in a really low point in my life, and this was not the video game to play while I was pissed off in life.
You were just showing up to work with a sword.
Yeah. But it's okay because it's not a projectile. Or an explosive, so I was fine.
Just wait until Colin goes to work with a katana. I think when he does that, we have to put him down. I think that's the point of no return.
He already showed me his katana today. It's nice. It's really long, surprisingly.
Especially for him.
Proportionally to him.
If you want to help out this show and all of our other random bullshit, you can be like Caitlin and Jeff Lawrence, who go to Patreon and give us money. They get sometimes early access and exclusive access to happy hour segments where we talk bullshit over a cocktail or a beer. Sometimes it'll include other game reviews. Sometimes it'll be me making fun of Phil Spencer. I don't know. Have I ever done that? I don't even know.
Or Randy Pitchford. Fuck that guy.
Do that.
Yeah.
Also,
no, don't actually fuck Randy Pitchford.
Somebody's gotta take a hit for the team.
No, let him be a sexless being.
He already plays Borderlands, so clearly he is. Also, a thank you to our supporters over at Jetpack Comics and Games in downtown Rochester, New Hampshire. If you like comic books or tabletop games or card games or tabletop card games or coloring books, storybooks,
I like coloring books,
miniatures, any sort of assorted random geeky bullshit, they're a good spot to get those things. There are our friendzos over there. Go give them your money. Next month is probably going to be Doom the Dark Ages by the looks of it. This will be an interesting one.
Yep.
Do I know what thing we're watching?
No.
Yes. Yes, actually we do. I remember because we agreed on it.
Yeah.
You suggested it.
I did.
The Tomb Raider animated series on Netflix, which probably has a name that I don't remember.